We're in Portland, Oregon here, and I'm talking with
Terry Hurst.
Terry Hurst.
You know, it's like you've been getting the wrong message, and when we do that, it works. And you just really feel like wow, people are really. Here's the thing that inspires me, and it's also the thing that rips me apart. I feel like we really do know what works. We know how to answer the solutions and the problems in our cities and our troubled youth and things like that, and create opportunities and build a world out of compassion. I really believe that we know how to do that, and that people, for one reason or another, won't get off their butts and do it. And I think that what inspires me is seeing that, yeah, we can make a difference, and you know, it's just, I don't know, it's tough to see perfectly good human beings thrown away. Mm-hmm. You know, when you know you can create the infrastructure, the positive infrastructure that they need to survive, and everybody always falls back on, well, there's the one guy who made it through, right? Everybody falls back on that guy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 1 out of 100,000 become a millionaire, and if you send 60% off to a prison, then you've been successful. You know, and it's like, and I don't think it's brain surgery. I think it's simple answers that don't require all the benefactors and stuff like that, and all the, you know, I think it's just building community from community is easy that we can do it. Mm-hmm. And if we can do it, and real lives at stake, and I guess what inspires me most is I know the names of the people, you know, mm-hmm. whose lives are at stake. I know them by their name, and I guess that's what allows other people to be indifferent. If they don't know the names, then it doesn't matter, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so
I'd not like to think of it that way, but that's kind of probably happens.
But that kills me. It's like, if we can do something and we don't, then what kind of people are we? You know?
You're taking matters into your own hands, and you're actually trying to do something.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. You know, people think I've had being cheered on to being ridiculed, and I don't care. I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, I'll look myself in the eye. You know.
I think this gives hope to people and community, and especially people who are struggling, and people who don't get a handout or a hand up, and not such a handout, but a hand up.
Yeah.
And just another thing that I've been exposed to is a little bit is solidarity equals love.
Yeah.
And you're having solidarity, and that's love. And you're helping people, and you're concerned. So, you know, I really appreciate that. So I'm glad I met you and was able to kind of get a little bit of what you're doing out in the world, and how you're bringing it across the United States, sharing it to communities as you drive by, and sharing your ideas and what you're doing too as well. It's inspiring to us.
Thanks, I appreciate that. And I do feel like, wow, it's like an opportunity came in my head. I saw it with absolute clarity that, hey, we can maybe build this thing. And then at that point you have a choice, right? Mm-hmm. We can build this thing. I can turn on the television now, or I can get on. I can do what I saw, and it's like, and actually a lot of people are coming together and starting to support it. And but the most important part is like $5 million fund.org, and there we're selling 5 million pixels for $1 each.
So what's a pixel?
A dot on a computer screen.
Oh.
So
you're going to fill it up with dots, huh?
We're going to fill it up with images and everything. If somebody donates $100, they get an image. 1,000, they get a bigger image. 1,000 pixel image. So, and if it's but $1, $5, $10 helps. Also, going to the site, looking at it, following the blog, becoming a friend on Facebook. All that stuff really contributes to do it. And I say, like, wow, you know, one of the things I say very confidently is that we send kids to college that other people would send to prison. You know, and it's really a change in focus. Here's what I'd say. Cities build infrastructure for failure, and what they do is they decide a certain population is going to fail, and that's either based on economics or ethnicity or language, or they're refugees, I don't know, whatever, right? You say that population is going to fail, so they live in that bad neighborhood over there on the other side, and blah, 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 right? And then what they start doing is they start building the infrastructure to support that failure. And they start getting Dare to Keep Your Kids Off Drugs and at-risk programs and gang prevention, and they put more beds at the jail, and they put more cops on the street, and They build to support that failure, and in the process, they don't build to support the people who are going to thrive. They build everything around all their investment goes straight into this idea that I don't know, this idea. So they don't build the community arts centers. They don't build the opportunities. They don't invest in the schools in the neighborhood. They don't build, the roads nice. They don't do all that in that neighborhood, wherever those people are, And you can follow, like, from city to city. I've been around the country. I've been in community service for 20 years. And you want to find out where the crime is? Find out where the city failed to invest. Just follow it. It's every single city in the country.
Where they don't invest in the community and the youth and what's going on in programs and availabilities for the people.
Exactly.
When they neglect that. They
neglect that, and instead they put all that money into the building of prisons and other stuff. And here's a story. We had 6 kids who were doing graffiti, right? And their crew is called 136. Now, the most dangerous street gang on North American continent, some people say, are 13, 13, right? 13. Yeah. So a lot of people look and see 136 and see these kids. They just see the 13. They see these kids as wanting to be in this notorious street gang. But the kids thought of themselves as the first, third, and sixth letter of the alphabet, which is our creating our future. So we took those kids, gave them an exhibition, we gave them a tour of the neighborhood, got to know the people in the neighborhood. They sold their work through there. We let them paint one wall, and then everything else we had them put on canvas and showed them how to hang their work. And these are 17, 18-year-old kids, right? And then they ended up getting 3 commissions, one with a church, one with a small business, and one with the University of Utah. One of the kids has been offered a full scholarship at the University of Utah now, after they got to know him and saw what he was about and what he did and how intelligent this kid really was. And then the other 2, I think, are going to the community college. And now you take that. Now there's another kid who came in and wants to start a program. He had just gotten out of prison with a felony charge for graffiti. Mm-hmm. So here's the deal. The city spent $250,000, it's been said up to that amount, to take a perfectly good human being and make him unemployable and incarcerate him for punitive, or the state, whoever did it. They sent him over there. That's the method that they're going to deal with graffiti, right? And they didn't reduce any graffiti crime in the city by doing it. So they spent $250,000 is what they're willing to spend on one person, right? And so then we spent $500. Out of 6 kids, we sent 3 to college, and for the first time in our neighborhood, graffiti crime went down in 10 years. So, I mean, what does that tell you? It's like, and the difference is that we don't look out and see criminals. See, we see kids that, like, hey, don't paint on that wall, paint on that wall,
Yeah.
There's so many different kinds of programs that we work with that are that, and that is like the way Neighborhoods Works approaches too, is using so we want to build a community arts center and museum in which the community, 51% of the governing board are from the community. So the center will forever serve that community and that community's needs. So it's not going to be a place where kids will go in and they'll learn, like, this is who you should be. This is what, if you become this, then you will be elite like us. And that's not what we're about, right? And don't get me wrong, I really love art and poetry and music of all sorts, and I even like the elitist stuff, But I don't think that's what everything should be about, And so they should be able to go in and walk into an art center and see themselves and their concerns and their lives on the walls as something important and worth discussing. So whatever their background or situation is, And so that's what we want to